Hey, what's good, everybody? How you doing, man? This your boy KCFL, King Self for Life Wrestling Takes here to give you my honest take about tonight's episode of AEW Dynamite. It's live from Los Angeles, California, man, the Kia Forum. Now, ladies and gentlemen, wrestling-wise, again, Tony Khan has the wrestling down pat. Never, I'm telling you, it's a rarity that you might see a weak match on AEW. You know, maybe quote unquote with the women, maybe with the men every now and then. This was by far one of the best wrestling episodes put together. Now, as for story and speculation about certain cats pulling up, man, I'm sorry, man, but Tony Khan gonna have to take a huge L. So I know it's fools that say, well, y'all was getting yourself worked up, sitting up. Look, first of all, Tony Khan announced this match between Paige, whoever her partner was going to be, Britt and Jamie, the AEW Women's Champion, 5 weeks in advance. Now, you don't tease like that, claim that the person that she's picking is not even on the roster to 2 weeks before say that, oh, it's Tony Storm. No. This TK going to have to take an L on that. He going to have to take an L. When I get to that, boy, am I going to cook him. I'm going to cook Tony Khan because, man, with all the cartoon comedy buffoonish crap that's going on with the E. So apparently, as of right now, there's no sale. Technically, there's no sale. WWE and Saudi Arabia haven't made no sale. So obviously, we fell for the boo-boo trap. Obviously, the cat that was quote-unquote standing on his loins basically deleted his entire tweet and all that stuff. So basically got the whole IWC riled up for nothing. But Stephanie McMahon did step down for nothing. I'm just telling you right there. So something is bound to happen. Something is going to happen concerning WWE moving forward. So back to our regular scheduled program. We open up the show. We kick off the show. Mr. Heyman versus John Moxley. Great opener. The whole storyline. What is this? Heyman wants to get his revenge on Moxley for quote-unquote dang near taking him out. They get in the ring. They tussle. They start smacking each other. Cats going crazy. Fans going nuts. Everybody going crazy out there. Larry is here. Larry is there. Flipping around. Laying one another out. Doing work. And even with Moxley, quote unquote, still being a baby face, he had to work heel. But even then, fans still cheered for both of them, especially Hangman. And he knew it. He like, I gotta work heel because everybody's cheering for Hangman. Everybody want to see Hangman get his revenge on me. As they tussle, as they fight, they go to commercial break, which is the picture by picture. And the whole point of Hangman's quote unquote concussion was perfect. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all know I hate picture by picture, but this particular picture by picture was perfect because in the picture by picture, they did nothing. Basically, the referee was checking on Hangman the whole time. That's basically what picture to picture was supposed to be. The fact that they always trying to do stuff in this little tiny man box, you can't see nothing. I'm like, I hate it. I absolutely hate picture by picture. I would rather these circus clowns go to commercial. I don't need to see what the clown is going on. Come back, and then we back to our regular schedule program. Now, but for this particular time, this was by far one of the best picture by pictures because Heyman and Moxley was doing work. And by means doing work, doing absolutely nothing because selling the story. That's basically what it was. So we come back, they get each other up, doing submission holds. Moxley started doing that mode where he started hitting you across the head with his arm, with his forearm. Then he puts you in a submission. But then Heyman out the woodwork started headbutting that man. And you know somebody had to get busted open. He got busted open right on the top of his head, talking about Moxley. And so as they going, another Larry plus another Larry. And then another headbutt. And with that, 1, 2, 3. Heyman gets his revenge. Now, quote unquote, after the match, you had referee Paul Turner and the doctor hop in the ring to quote unquote check on Moxley. So, ladies and gentlemen, get ready. John Moxley is officially on vacation. This is a way to write that man off. We not going to see that fool for a while, and that's great. He needs his time off. We don't need to see Mox. I guarantee you we're going to get an update on his health, and it's going to be a quote-unquote he has a so-called whatever Hangman had. And basically, it's the storyline finishing up. He gave him a concussion because he gave him a concussion at the joint. But this is a way to quote unquote write John Moxley off. I don't have a problem because I was thinking, for me, I thought they was gonna have a crazy match. I thought it was gonna be a crazy match, but they was just gonna beat the snot out of each other. It's a beat the brakes off your opponent match. What's the name of the match? Unsanctioned match. They beat the brakes off each other, and because Hangman beat that man up so bad, this would be a way to write Moxley off. But quote unquote him giving them a concussion, this is a way to write Moxley off. This is a well-deserved vacation. I don't need to see this clown. Moxley has done work. He's done what he had to do. He can chill, rest, go be with his baby girl. But listen, Renee is fine. Renee can do work. She can work behind the scenes. Moxley at home with the baby. Fine. Boom. Good opening. So, after we come back from commercial, we get Tony Schiavone in the ring. And Tony Schiavone says he takes no pleasure in welcoming this next guest. Now, when he said that, I was like, okay, that's right. MJF is supposed to be coming out talking bull jive, right? Well, that's what I thought. As soon as, watcha, I was like, oh, snap, Adam Cole is back. That crowd went ham. They went crazy, ladies and gentlemen. They went nuts. I said, man, it's good to see that man. Look, I was excited to see him. Y'all know I ain't really the biggest Adam Cole guy. I respect the man in the ring. I think he one of the best in the game. Man, I was actually happy to see this dude. It was good to see him. He gets down. He comes in, and he right off the jump. He said, y'all don't know how much I miss you guys. Listen, I want to go here. I want to let y'all know I was banged up, ladies and gentlemen. My arm was basically dangling from my shoulder, and I had a concussion inside of a concussion. Ladies and gentlemen, he pretty much said that he had trouble just trying to drive. He would drive, and he would literally have to vomit because it was that's how bad. And he really didn't realize how much life is precious. He said sometimes he will, be laying down, and he will wake up. Britt would be right there by his side, and she would say, "You okay?" And he looked in there crying and wondering, like, "Am I really gonna make it?" Listen, I knew he was banged up, but I didn't know it was that bad. I knew it was bad, but I did not know it was this bad. Ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly why I look. People can talk about wrestling being fake, being scripted, whatever. But what they do in that ring, ladies and gentlemen, anything could happen. Anything. This is why they tell us, don't try this at home. But what do? We silly. We boneheads. We're going to try it at home. We're going to do it. But, man, he broke down. He was like, and the fans was going crazy. Adam Cole. So he said, now, and quote unquote, now he said that was the quote unquote good news. So now let's get to the bad news. So all man, everything, like, I don't know, is he going to be able to wrestle again? He said, oh, the bad news is not for me. The bad news is for every clown in the back. Letting them know that your man is back here and he's going to be on the top of the mountain game, and we're here to stay. Everybody, listen. Look, man, Adam Cole is back. Look, this was a genuine moment. TK, he get a W, hard W. I know everybody was like, okay, because I was a lot of speculation that this dude could pull up too. I just wasn't sure if he was coming tonight. He's back. Adam Cole is back, ladies and gentlemen. You know his line. Who wants to hear story time with Adam Cole? Listen, the crowd was going crazy, man. I loved it. This was fantastic. This was great. It's good to see the young man. I am excited about what they get ready to do with him. I don't even know, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see it. And I pray for this young man's health. I pray for every wrestler. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all don't understand. Listen, as a born-again believer, my job is to intercede for everybody, regardless if they saved or not. But especially when it comes to this wrestling stuff, man, injuries kill everything, y'all. They destroy everything. When people have certain storylines set in stone and then an injury happens, it just messes up everything. It really does. So this is why I go hard, man. I really do. And I'm from here on out, I'm praying for not just AEW. I'm praying for all things wrestling, man. Even with the foolishness that's going on in WWE land, I just want everybody to be 100%. I want everybody to be whole, cause man, Adam Cole was sharing his heart with us, ladies and gentlemen. He was breaking it down, and I couldn't do nothing. Listen, I was on my feet. This cat had me standing on my feet the whole time he was talking. I said, yes, sir. This man is back. He said he can ready to tear everybody up in that locker room. He don't care. and I'm excited for what they are about to do with him. So welcome back, Adam Cole. This segment was outstanding. I told you, Adam Cole, he was on fire. He was on fire, man. He told us exactly what happened. He told us how he was feeling, and he said he's back. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Let's roll. So, we got a little video package from the Acclaim promo backstage talking about. Let me tell you something. Look, I don't really do the whole quote unquote political thing because I'm one that believes all political parties are corrupt. But it's unfortunate that AEW, the Democratic Party has a stranglehold on TK now because listen, here go Max. He's talking about, we out here in Hollywood, we got an opportunity to meet Rosie O'Donnell, Alex Baldwin, and your guy Anthony Bowen, Donald Trump. And then Anthony Bowen said, and voted unanimously in. Now, y'all know what that was. That was a crack at all the quote-unquote board of directors who quote-unquote voted Vince McMahon unanimously in. That went over my head. If I didn't see what Cass was talking about in one of the group chats I was in, I went over my head. I said, man, here they go. Because everybody was wondering, Platinum Max going to get a live mic tonight. No, because of the whole situation about the sale not technically going through. It probably did go through, but it's not confirmed. So kudos to TK for doing that. But apparently they said they're going to Hollywood, they getting ready to get their stars on the Walk of Fame and all this stuff. And what's the whole stick? Everyone loves the Acclaim, Scissor Me Daddy. But next we get to this matchup. We got Jungle Hook, which is Jungle Boy and Hook. Jack Perry taking on the Firm. Big Bill, aka Morse, Bill Morrissey and Lee Moriarty with Stokely Hathaway in that corner. This was actually a fun match. Man, Jungle Boy and Hook actually make a great tag team. And Lee and Big Bill, I don't like to say that name. Big Cass, it was actually not bad themselves. And the spot of this whole point was how the heck was Hook gonna take out Big Morrissey? But here's the deal. Big Morrissey wasn't finna fall. So how did they do it? They basically quote unquote had Jungle Boy kick the man, and then he just quote unquote flipped him over, and then that was basically a way to get him out the ring. So we already knew Lee Moriarty was gonna take the pinfall. We already knew that was submission. But he was making fun of Jungle Boy. You know how everybody be doing their arms and be singing when Tarzan Boy come play. Look, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell y'all something. Tarzan Boy is still forever to this day. That song came out like 1985, if I'm not mistaken. That song still go in. I don't care what nobody got to say. That song goes in. By Baltimore, it's a jam. It's a forever jam. I don't care what I got to say. It's a jam. Song go in. I told you the first time I heard that song was watching the third Ninja Turtles movie. That was the first time I heard that song, and I've been on that song ever since. But like I said, back here, Hook puts the submit. Was the Hook was the Jungle Boy? One of them put the submission more on submission hold on Lee Moriarty. Lee Moriarty was tapping out. Listen, fun little quick match. Taz is going crazy on commentary because he's gonna represent his son. Let me tell you something. This young man is coming along. I'm looking forward to when Hook officially loses his first match. That's the whole storyline about Hook, because Hook has been undefeated as long as he's been in AEW. He has not lost one match yet. That's been his whole storyline. See, a lot of people are so focusing on Jade, but Hook ain't lost yet either. So now, moving forward, we are basically in the rise of Hook. Now, Hook has been, it was like this. It was like Hook was on the rise when he first came, but then everything just went flat. Now that we hooked him up with Jungle Boy, here is what we plan on doing. It's all about where do we move forward when it's concerning Hook, when it's concerning his win-loss situation, because he has never lost before. And obviously this is what they're doing with him and Jungle Boy. Because look, Jungle Boy is eventually going to go back to being single. But right now we quote-unquote trying to push Hook along the way. So TK said, let's go ahead and put together Jungle Boy and Hook, have them go ahead and deal with the Firm, because that's who they beefing with right now. Because as of right now, no Christian, which Christian will be coming back soon, and you already know he took out Luchasaurus. So, but good fun tag team match. Like I say, yeah, they got yeah. So I was right. The Jungle Boy did make Lee Moriarty tap out. So good match. So we get a backstage interview. OC Danhausen talking with Renee, and then out the woodwork comes my man from Cobra Kai. His name is Paul Walter Hauser. Now it almost sounds like Danhausen. So he said, obviously, I guess he won the Golden Globe last night. So he said, "Nah, I'm going to." She asked, "Could you show it today?" And he said, "No, I'll show it on Rampage, right?" So then, the best friends came out the woodwork, and Renee asked him. They said, "So are you and the best friend still cool?" And Trent had this real goofy clown look on his face, like, "Yeah, we good." I'm like, "No, they not good. No, there's tension in that group. There's tension. And obviously the breakup is going to happen. I kind of wish the breakup took place on Rampage. I mean, not on Rampage, on Battle of the Belts, because boom, what's his name would be sitting here as the new All Atlantic champion, Kip Sabian. I mean, and now we got a storyline going. The end of the best friends. This would be a perfect beef going into Revolution. I think that would be a good matchup. OC versus Trent. The end of best friends. You know, that's just me. But it is what it is. So Renee was standing outside the locker room of the Elite. She wanted to get a word, but they was too focused, and so she said no. So we looking forward to the end of the best of 7 ladder match. Then we got Konosuke Takashita, and as he's out there, next thing you know, here comes MJF. Now let me tell y'all something. MJF is one of the best promos on the planet. He might be the best promo going right now. But I'm gonna be 1,000% with you, man. MJF sometimes can be long-winded, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I think this is what TK and him gonna have to learn when to say what you gotta say, get to the point, and don't take up the matchup that we get ready to get. Because I feel like him trying to get this cheap heat basically kind of took away from the great match that we got between him and Bryan Daniels. So he was running his mouth. He called out my man Ken Chow. Y'all know him from The Masked Singer and other shows that he was on. And then Freddie Prinze Jr., a.k.a. Freddie from Scooby-Doo, was sitting out there. He called both of them out. And then he got in the Konosuke's face and called him, said he was, terrible and all this stuff. So then he cut a promo in his language. And he said, then MJF, let me tell you something. MJF comes, this is just me, so don't get offended. Please don't get offended. To you, my MJF fans out there, do not get offended about what I'm about to say. But with this segment, MJF did quote unquote come across as a quote unquote white supremacist. Don't get mad at me. That's just how he came across. Am I calling him a white supremacist? No, but that's how he came across. So he spoke in his language, and then he said, "Over here we speak American, like speak English or something." And then he said, "You can kiss my butt." I was like, "Hey, great promo." So then, as he's running his mouth, talking about he this, he that, and, Bryan Daniels, his music goes off. Bryan comes out there and runs that man off. That fool jetted up out of there. That clown was gone. MJF got his tail up out of there, man. So I was like, you know what? Hey, good to see Freddie Prinze Jr., even though I got to get used to him with that gray hair, and my man Ken Chow over there. So good to see the two of them. So we get to the matchup. Man, listen, man, this is by far, outside of the trios match, this was by far, for me, the best match on the show. I knew this match was going to bang. I knew it. Konosuke and Bryan, they tore the house down. I mean, what else are you going to get? What else do I have to say about this? These two went in there. They listen, the two of them, they're submission masterminds. They kick each other. They punched each other. They body slammed each other. I mean, they was doing everything you name. Konosuke was out there putting in work. I'm like, dude, this young man, and the dude is only 27. I mean, man, I'm sitting up here watching a masterpiece with these two. I said, man, this match is great. This match is excellent. It was outstanding. I mean, the two of them was banging. They was banging, ladies and gentlemen. They was out here tearing it up. And as always, anytime you have two baby faces going at it, let me tell y'all something. LA was hot. LA was amazing. Listen, as of late, TK been hitting when it comes to these crowds. The fans have been on fire. I got to give it up to the AEW fans. Wherever they've been going as of late, the fans have been on fire. I got to give them nothing but props. The fans make the show, ladies and gentlemen. They make the show. It's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. They make the show. So, going at it, got Konosuke out here looking like he about to pull the victory, about to pull the upset. Bryan Danielson gets him, puts him in that submission hold, put that boy to sleep, and match over. Bryan wins match number 1. So we move on to next week, and it looks like he's getting ready to go against Bandino. That's what it looks like next. So, and obviously they showed MJF watching in the back. And so I understand what MJF quote unquote was trying to do. Not only was he trying to get cheap heat against himself, he was trying to quote unquote tick Konosuke off so that would quote unquote cause him to basically beat the brakes off of Bryan, which he did beat the brakes off of him, but he came up short. So obviously, like I said, match of the night, excellent. And then they shook each other's hands. Hey, good sportsmanship, great. So we get an interview. Juice Robinson, he's in the house, he's back, he's here. He's here to take over AEW, and he called up Darby. He said, well, since Darby was running around here always claiming that he's the open challenge guy, hey, why don't you take on me for that TNT championship this coming Friday on Rampage? All right. Pretty sure the match ain't going to be bad because it seems like whoever Darby in the ring with, the match always be fine. So, all right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this right here is what the entire IWC, the entire wrestling fandom, everybody and their mama's mama was looking forward to because of all the teasing that took place. Ladies and gentlemen, you do not, I kid you not, you don't tease Mercedes or possibly Trinity Fatu coming through 5 weeks in advance just to give us somebody who you already had on your roster. This is where TK and them has to take an L. They're going to have to. They have to take an L. Now, all these clowns are sitting up here running around talking about you guys worked yourself up. I said, no, we didn't. For the fools that's saying that, these are the fools that's quote-unquote WWE hardcore heads that hardly watch AEW. All they going based on what it was being said on the internet because they don't watch. But for cats like myself who watch every week, Tony Khan behind was sitting up here teasing a potential Mercedes Mone or Trinity Fatu coming through. You had Sarraya running around talking about, I got a mystery tag team partner now who quote unquote is not on the roster. All right. So we're going to be in LA, right? Everybody say, okay, out of nowhere. Shh. Sasha Banks, aka Mercedes Moné or Trinity Fatu. Then Britt, I got 2 tickets for you. So now my mind is like, oh, both of them might come through. It's the teasing. It's the steady teasing. Then we had the interview. Britt, I don't care if you're the quote-unquote boss. It's teasing. They teasing hard. So with all this teasing going on, you got to capitalize. Everybody's anticipating. This fool is just talking about you guys worked yourself up. No, we didn't. We worked ourselves up because of TK, quote-unquote, presenting what he presented. He, quote-unquote, teased the mess out of us. He got us like, oh, snap. Did he secure the bag? Did he secure the bag? That's all everybody was talking about. Then you had fools online talk about, no, it's not going to happen. And then you had insiders. And then you had my cat over there on Fightful, my man Will Washington, talk about I'm 95% and all this. And I'm like, and then, like I said, 2 weeks ago, she said my partner's going to be Tony. Or last week, not 2 weeks ago, last week. My partner's going to be Tony. And had Sheeta sitting up there looking mad. So everybody like, okay, maybe she going to jump Tony. Sheeta going to turn heel. And then that's when Mercedes or Trinity Fatu come out, right? Now, and I'm going to be honest with you. I think the energy of this whole matchup, the energy of the whole area, the energy across the IWC, everything just went tumbling down. It just went, whew. We all was sitting on cloud 20, not cloud 9. We were sitting on cloud 20. And when we were sitting on cloud 20, we went all the way down to 1 because of the anticipation. We was excited. We was like, okay, speculation. Here she come. Here she come. And boom, nothing. So now, everybody in their mama is clowning TK. Everybody in their mama is clowning fans like myself. Everybody is clowning everybody in the IWC that was quote unquote on board that TK locked it, secured the bag. Nah. Now here's the deal. Can he still secure the bag? Yes, he can. Revolution is in March. We got a long time before we get to Revolution. If I'm him, I'm not doing no more teasing until Revolution. I'm not doing anything. So obviously the New Japan gig that Mercedes has, I don't know. Maybe they want her to get her feet wet over in New Japan first before she come. I don't know. But you don't. Something had to happen because you don't do all this teasing and produce nothing. You just don't. So we get started. Britt come out. Jamie come out. Tony come out. Sarraya come out. Now you don't see Sheeta, right? So this is my mind. My mind is like, okay. Tony comes out, and everybody was like, if you notice, Tony kind of looked like she really didn't want to be there because I technically believe Tony wasn't supposed to be her partner. With all the teasing that they was doing, it was teasing way too hard. So they get it on, and I'm gonna be honest with you, this was actually a pretty good tag team match. Listen, Paige is easing right back on to his rail. It's like riding a bike. She never forgot how to ride a bike. She's easing back in. She's looking like she getting her feet wet a little bit more and all this stuff. And obviously, the whole point of a tag team match is so your tag team partner can do all the work while you come in and you do your little sprouts. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel like Paige was doing a whole lot more than Tony. Tony was doing what she had to do because you know what Britt and you know what Jamie gonna do. Jamie and Britt, Jamie and Britt they was phenomenal. Listen, I think Britt shines. Listen, don't get me wrong. Britt, she can wrestle in singles matches, but it just seems like when Britt is in a tag team match, it just seems like that she just flourishes so much better because obviously we know Jamie is the better wrestler. So obviously Jamie's her best is going to outshine Britt's weakness of what she can't do. But Britt looked great. Britt looked great. Jamie looked great. Tony looked great. Paige looked great. Sarraya looked great. So during the match, we see a ticked off Sheeta come walking out. So everybody, that's about to happen. Everybody like, oh snap, it's gonna happen. She come out there. She got the kendo stick, and she calms down. She goes and she stands over there. She stands by herself. So obviously, more than likely, she's with Sarraya and Tony, right? Things is going on. Things are happening. Things are kicking up. Things are producing. And, and as first crowd was kind of, like I said, because the energy was gone. I told you, everybody in the mama was expecting Mercedes or Trinity full of pull up. Everybody. Like, you was a dang fool if you wasn't. Everybody in the mama was expecting. Even the clowns that can't stand AEW. They was expected because of all the speculation that was happening. So, we sitting up here, we watching. My mind is like, okay, I guess she finna cost them. As we get closer to the end of the match, right, referee is being distracted. My man, Stephen Smith, he's being distracted, right? He's being distracted. And Sheeta just throws a kendo stick in there, right? Britt picks up the kendo stick, and Sheeta has this look on her face as if she's shocked that she picked up the kendo stick. She picked it up. She whacked Tony in the back. Jamie does the finisher. Match over 1, 2, 3, and then Sheeta got this look on her face as if she's terribly, distraught at what happened. Now, obviously, Sheeta's going heel. It's no question. The cat is out the bag. She's going heel. But obviously, we got to get to what's about to happen. But we know Paige and Tony are going to rip her straight next week. We know it. But right here, I'm telling you, the energy just. Now, like I said, was it a good tag team match? Absolutely. It's a very good women's tag team match. All 4 ladies did their thing. Even Rebel with her crazy self, she did great too. So all 6 women did their thing. But the energy was gone because a certain somebody or somebodies didn't pull up. Everybody was like, oh, so I'm going to be 1,000%. Everybody who, and you know what, listen, I want AEW's ratings to grow. I want them to grow. I do. But this is the type of stuff that causes a setback, especially for the women's division. It's a huge failure. It's a failure on TK's end. It's the failure with the women. Even as good as the match was, we want to elevate the group. I told you, man, AEW shines when the entire roster eats, when the men do great, when the women do great. AEW, it's like they hitting on all cylinders. They hit. Now, like I said, TK has been on fire. These last couple of episodes have been great. tonight, great episode, but this situation right here, I think is just what just killed the energy. It destroyed the energy, and so from what I'm told, they said that after the match was done, TK quote unquote turned the lights off, made you think somebody was gonna come out, and then he turned the lights back on. I'm like, look at TK, you gonna have to eat this L, man. You gotta eat this L. So all the other cats in the IWC that's gonna be reviewing this show and they're gonna be taking jabs and whatever, by all means, you just gonna have to eat this L. You gonna have to, because a lot of us was anticipating Mercedes and them to pull up, and because she didn't pull up, obviously you clowns tried to do damage control and whatever. But listen, I would have never did that. As soon as Sarraya would have said, you know what, since you quote unquote messed the nose up, Tony's gonna be my tag team partner. It wouldn't have been that hard. Then we wouldn't have had no anticipation about Mercedes pulling up. It would have been nothing. It would have been like all these rumors and all this stuff. We wouldn't have heard nothing. We would have heard nothing. Nobody would have been speculating nothing. But because TK, and 9 times out of 10, TK did, anytime they do the teases, they deliver on it. You know what I'm saying? But listen, all of us got to eat egg. We all got to eat this L. I got to eat this L because, like I said, I was anticipating. I was thinking, all right, cool. You know, but it is what it is, man. So, like I said, good tag team match between the women, but I wanted to see possibly Mercedes or Trinity pull up. So we get to the backstage situation. Eddie Kingston and Ortiz, the backstage bickering, talking about the promo, responding to what Malachi Black and them was talking about. House of Black, what they was up there talking about. So him and Eddie Kingston was bickering about, after we take out these clowns, I'm gonna have to show you why you been tripping, Ortiz. I don't know what you've been tripping for. One of them is turning. That's what it feels like, and more than likely it's gonna be Ortiz. That's what it sounds like. So I think we're gonna get Ortiz versus Eddie Kingston moving forward at a feud. So after that, the JAS come out. They all got these glitter outfits on, looking like they getting ready to start singing in some kind of band or something like that. Crowd sings the song. I tell you every day, Judas in my mind is only for the Inner Circle. I wish Jericho would have got a completely different song, a more sinister song for the JAS. This is basically, I'm not even calling them that no more. This is pretty much the Inner Circle too. This is pretty much what this is. The JAS Society is pretty much a ripoff of the Inner Circle, which is technically his own group because he created the group. But this is not the JAS. This is basically Inner Circle 2.0. But all of them was out there with them gold jackets and black pants and all this stuff, right? So they get in the ring. They start running their mouths, talking about welcome LA and all this stuff. But we're not here about you. We hear about that circus clown Ricky Starks and that one-eyed freak Action Andrade. So as they start rambling, that's when the two of them came out. They came out, and like I said, you had every member in the IWC talking. Angelo Parker was running his mouth. Jake Hager said something. All of them, just rambling, just running their mouth. Then, Absolute Ricky Starks, Music Hit, Action Andrade came out. And man, let me tell you something. Even as good as this segment was, I still think the energy was off. Now, the fans was into it because Ricky and Action Andrade basically ate them all up. They ate, like I said, Ricky basically said that Jake Hager is nothing more than a big doofus with a bad lisp. And then Action Andrade basically said, I've been basically having sex with your wife, Sammy, and you can't do nothing about it. So obviously Ricky wants to have a street fight with Jake Hager next week or whatever. So obviously that's what that segment was. But I'm going to be 1,000%. Even as good as this segment was, the energy was off because of what happened previously. Just going to keep it above. I'm going to keep it 1,000% with y'all. I'm not even finna sugarcoat nothing. But like I said, good segment. So boom. And then we get to the main event. This ladder match is a very good ladder match. But I'm going to be honest with you. I was in a way. Now, the only reason why I felt this way It's because of all the drama that's been going on. Excuse me, behind the scenes and everything. All the drama that's been taking place, all the situations, all the craziness, all the cuckoo clock stuff with the Elite and Mr. Chicago Man himself. So I'm sitting here thinking, because we couldn't get Mercedes and because we couldn't get Trinity Fight 2, what if we get a return to CM Punk and he screws over the Elite, costing them the trios titles? No, it didn't happen that way. I mean, it was basically the most predictable outcome that you knew what was going to happen. See, let me tell you something. Shout out to my man BC Amplified, man. BC Amplified basically said wrestling these days, for some reason, have no idea how to fall on the cliffhanger, because that's what wrestling was all about back in the day. Listen, you can have a good situation where you leave off on the cliffhanger, but most of the time, good wrestling TV always leaves you off on a cliffhanger. And I know regardless of all the drama that clown caused, and they was a part of it, so he ain't by himself. You want to make loads of money. I think the right call would have been CM Punk coming back and screwing them over and costing them the titles and having Death Triangle retain those titles. But let me tell you something right off the jump. You had fools flying through tables, fools flying through ladders. Listen, you know dang well, anytime, they are the spot monkeys. All 6 of these dudes, including Brandon and including Abraham, so all 8 of these clowns found a way to get involved in this situation. And Don the Clown was on commentary over there. These clowns are tearing each other up. Nick Dane there messes behind up by, these clowns was flipping and flying. This was a car crash on steroids times 50,000. Like I said, fools running through ladders, fools flying through tables, fools doing move sets on each other left and right. I mean, it was crazy. It was craziness to the high gear. And let me tell you something, the LA crowd was going nuts. They was going hard as a missionary. I'm telling you, crazy. But with all that going on, all of this to make you think, they're not gonna do it. Kenny Omega got up there, pulled that trio championship down, and they are now your new AEW Trios champs. So now, what do we do from here? I am building up the House of Black to destroy Kenny Omega and the Bucks at Revolution and take those trios titles. They can have the titles from now. I'm sorry, y'all. I hate Yana. I'm sorry, y'all. I hate Yana while trying to discuss wrestling. I hate it. Revolution, we need it. I don't listen. January 11th. So January 11th to February 11th, a 1 month, 2 month reign, and we get us championships to them doggone House of Black crew at Revolution. That is my go-to. I'm not playing around with this thing. And you know what? Here's the deal. If we want to start the feud of CM Punk and the Elite at Revolution, by all means, do it there. If you didn't want to do it here, we do it at Revolution. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my honest review about tonight's AEW Dynamite live from LA. First and foremost, also, I want to pray over the people out there in California because they got hit with some severe rain. It's been a lot of flooding that's been going on, so keep your hearts, keep praying for them out there. Because I know my cousin, they stay out there somewhere too. So, because she had sent the family, she sent everybody a text to let everybody know that, that they was in a green area where that was affected. So, I'm just praying for all of California and everything. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is my honest review. Like I said, this was a great show, but TK gonna have to eat that L with the situation concerning Mercedes and Trinity Fight 2. I'm just telling you the boldface truth. I'm not finna stay up here and sugarcoat. I'm not finna give this clown a pass. Listen, look here. Vince, he took his L's yesterday and early this morning. We like TK, don't follow suit and try to be like him. What does TK do? TK snorted way too much of that crack from Jacksonville win, from out there beating Tennessee and getting into the postseason. And all that bad crack then went to his head and somehow wasn't able to get the deal done. And now look at us. And now every single one of us are eating egg and food. Listen, let me tell you something. Foods that hate AEW absolutely are ecstatic that this situation happened. They are happy. They are happy as heck. Because why? Anytime AEW misses the mark, it's almost like they celebrate. It's a celebration. And that is the messed up part about the IWC, the tribalism. Just like with the situation is going on with Vince and everything. It's like, man, oh, let's celebrate. TK couldn't get the bag done. Let's celebrate. I'm like, why are we celebrating? TK missed the mark. All right. We beat him down. We get on this case. But you know what? We look forward to next week. I'm looking forward to next week. Heck, I'm looking forward to Rampage now. I will try my best to do Rampage this Friday. I will. I'm telling you, I'm going to be out driving. But I will try. As soon as I get home and watch Rampage, I will try to get on here without falling asleep, without being blacks or whatever. And if I don't do it Friday, I will do it Saturday. You mark my words, ladies and gentlemen. To my new subscribers, we just hit 200. I appreciate everybody who subscribed to the channel. Thank y'all so much. Thank you. We just only growing this channel. We moving forward. We're going to keep this thing going. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm working on the new intro. I know some of y'all been wondering where the intro's been at. I have not dropped it yet. I will drop the intro pretty soon. And once the intro is ready, it will be in my... If not the Rampage video, it will be on the Dynamite video. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy Casey Will King, Self Life Wrestling Takes. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button, because the more likes, cats will find this video. They'll find the channel, and maybe they'll be like, man, it's a different perspective when it's concerning this wrestling stuff. This cat ain't sounding like everybody else. He ain't cussing up a storm. He ain't putting out no clown gimmick or nothing like that. He just being as real as he can possibly be. Listen. I can say, I try to be as real as I can when it comes to this wrestling stuff. Try to be as unbiased as I can. Even though I tell y'all I prefer AEW over WWE, but I try my best to be fair on both ends. When it's something that's trash, I'll tell you it's trash. When it's good, I'll tell you it's good. Hit the comment section up. Tell me how you felt about the show. You tell me how you felt about TK and them not delivering Mercedes or Trinity. Hit the comment section up. Listen, I'll talk to y'all cats later. Holla at your boy.